Francis Drake was a famous English sailor. He lived in the 16th century during the reign of Queen Elizabeth I. Drake is known for his incredible voyages around the world. He was a skilled navigator and a fearless fighter. Drake's adventures made him a legend in his own time. Drake was born in Devon, a coastal county in England. He went to sea at a young age. The sea became his passion and his life. Drake learned to sail in the harsh conditions of the Atlantic Ocean. He quickly rose through the ranks, becoming a captain while still young. Drake was not afraid of taking risks. He was also very ambitious. He wanted to explore new lands and bring riches back to England. This ambition led him to embark on some of the most daring voyages in history. He sailed to the Americas, across the Pacific, and even circumnavigated the globe. Drake's exploits were not without controversy. He was a privateer, which meant he had the Queen's permission to attack and rob Spanish ships. The Spanish considered him a pirate. They feared and hated him in equal measure. However, in England, he was celebrated as a hero. He embodied the spirit of adventure and exploration of the Elizabethan age. One of Drake's most famous voyages began in 1577. He set sail from Plymouth, England, with 5 ships. His goal was to raid Spanish treasure ships in the Pacific Ocean. To reach the Pacific, he had to sail south, around the tip of South America. This was a perilous journey. The seas were rough, and the weather was unpredictable. Drake's ships faced fierce storms as they rounded the tip of South America, a place now known as Cape Horn. The storms were so powerful that one of his ships sank, and others were forced to turn back. But Drake persevered. He successfully navigated the treacherous waters and emerged in the vast Pacific Ocean. This feat of seamanship alone secured his place in maritime history. In the Pacific, Drake found what he was looking for: Spanish treasure ships laden with gold and silver from the Americas. He attacked and captured these ships, claiming their riches for England. His most famous capture was the Spanish treasure galleon Cacafuego off the coast of Peru. This daring raid made him incredibly wealthy and even more famous upon his return to England. Drake continued sailing west across the Pacific, reaching the Spice Islands, modern-day Indonesia. He loaded his ship with valuable spices, another highly sought-after commodity in Europe. From there, he sailed across the Indian Ocean, around the Cape of Good Hope at the southern tip of Africa, and finally back to England in 1580. He became the first Englishman to circumnavigate the globe, a remarkable accomplishment that cemented his legendary status. In 1588, England faced its greatest threat, the Spanish Armada. King Philip II of Spain sent a massive fleet of warships to invade England. The Armada aimed to overthrow Queen Elizabeth I and restore Catholic rule in England. The fate of England rested on the shoulders of its brave sailors, and Francis Drake was one of the key figures who stood against the Spanish threat. Drake, along with other famous English sea captains like Charles Howard and John Hawkins, commanded the English fleet. They used superior tactics and heavier cannons to their advantage. In the ensuing battle in the English Channel, the English ships outmaneuvered the larger Spanish vessels, bombarding them with cannon fire. One of the most decisive moments in the battle came when the English used fire ships, old ships filled with explosives and set ablaze, to break up the Armada's formation. This caused chaos and panic among the Spanish fleet. The English then pressed their attack, inflicting heavy losses on the Armada. The remaining Spanish ships were forced to retreat north, their invasion plans in ruins. The defeat of the Spanish Armada marked a turning point in English history. It secured England's independence, established its naval dominance, and paved the way for its rise as a global power. Francis Drake, the skilled navigator and daring privateer, played a pivotal role in this victory. Francis Drake died at sea in 1596, off the coast of Panama. He was given a seafarer's burial, his body committed to the ocean he had sailed for so long. But his legend lived on, inspiring generations of explorers and adventurers. Drake's voyages expanded England's knowledge of the world. He brought back exotic goods and stories of far-off lands. He helped to establish England's naval power, paving the way for its empire. His courage and seamanship made him a national hero, a symbol of England's ambition and daring during the Elizabethan age. Today, Drake is remembered as one of the most famous explorers in history. His name is synonymous with adventure, courage, and the spirit of discovery. His voyages continue to fascinate us, reminding us of a time when the world was a vast and unknown place, ripe for exploration. The legacy of Francis Drake, the sea dog who circumnavigated the globe and challenged the might of Spain, continues to capture the imagination of people around the world.